Good morning. It is September 4th, 2021. I am listening to some incredible information from Mike Adams about the actual thing we call COVID. And it is amazing, guys. We are living in a simulation, or you could call it, we're under a spell, a worldwide spell, and it's working. So, trying to break the spell, right? That's why I do videos. I'm trying to break the spell on humanity. I'm trying to break it on myself. I don't want to believe lies. I don't want to fall prey to bad information. I research things to a degree, as much as I can. And I'm trying to protect my family, which is making me work harder in my thought life. Because when you make a vow to yourself, like I'm a dad or I'm a mom, and my job is to protect my children, I want them to have a good life and all that, that's a pretty heavy duty thing. When you take a position of authority, now having a child, you're forced into being an authority figure by virtue of creating the child. But when you take a position, mayor, governor, commissioner, principal, even teacher or daycare person, if you take that position, you are taking a position of authority. Your decisions impact others. What we are living through now for over 18 months is people in authority with bad hearts making decisions that haven't been thought through, or making no decision, just doing what they're told. And I'm preparing my thoughts to reason with the folks in our county at the school board level. And I do not want to argue with them. I do not want to shame them. None of this works, okay? People that are going out there screaming and yelling at the school board, they're probably not seeing good results. So I'm coming up with a rational argument on a big time level. It has a component of faith, right? For me, faith ties to the construct of the human person, not just the body, but the mind and the spirit. And when you ponder that reality that we are more than a body, we are more than a combination of molecular product. We are invisible things. We are thoughts. And we are, the soul component. No one understands totally what it is, but it has a major impact on who we are as a person. How we think affects who we are. And this has been known for a very, very long time. Does it get a lot of play today? No, because they're trying to dumb us down. And they're trying to make us think that everything we see is what is. Yet they live by, the ones who are evil, they live by the principle of the unseen. They pray to an unseen God that helps them do horrible things. So here's my point with this video. Why do you got to do something? Why do you have to do something? It's just like when you see your kids fighting, you can stop the fighting, you can administer punishment, or you can just tell them to separate, say a few things, get them to hear your point of view, and they can respond by thinking about what you're saying. Or you could whoop their bottoms and deny them things. You could do that. We all have been trained that as a leader, one in authority, we have to do something. Well, when it comes to this virus, the training built in was we got to do something. So they started doing the mask, then 6 feet of separation. And then they did go home and sit by yourself and learn by yourself. Separating people was doing something. But what did that accomplish? Everywhere they have done that, they have never stopped the spread. Can we learn from a year and a half or so? Can we? Why do we have to do something? If we've been here thousands of years, some people think millions, but if we've just been here thousands of years and we've been in community or together in groups as a people for a very long time, and there's always been something that caused people to get sick, a plague, some kind of common cold outbreak. That's always been here. But we've never responded with lockdown, separation, mask, and now vaccine. Why do we got to do something? Why do we feel like it's a responsible thing to do something draconian like separate people or put masks on kids? Why do we got to do that? There's no proven success. Now, I know they're going to say there's success, but what are they saying the success is for? Is it stopping death, or is it stopping what they would call cases? And cases are recoverable things, or they're asymptomatic things. So you could say 100 cases, out of those 100 cases, 3 led to real sickness. You could. So cases aren't anything. Cases are cases. Hospitalizations without someone comorbid, someone not taking vitamins, someone not getting out in the sun, someone not sleeping, someone very worried, someone who is panicked. Those people are more likely to succumb to hospitalization. They don't have a good conscience. How about that? How about walking in a good conscience? What is the health benefit of walking and living and breathing with a good conscience? I said this yesterday. Nobody in my house understood my point. I said, surveillance, everybody's surveilling, right? The government's surveilling the people. Like this video, obviously, every word can be recorded. It will go onto YouTube because it's not going to be flagged because I'm not saying anything controversial. But you can surveil every word I say on social media. You could listen to every one of my phone conversations. You could read all my texts and emails. You could even eavesdrop into my conversations at home. You can monitor what I watch on TV, which is mostly sports. You could monitor every video I watch, which is mostly information about what's going on in the world. And you wouldn't realize there's nothing there other than truth, trying to get to the truth. So I have, come on in, guys. Come on in and take a look. And now, people argue for privacy, but why do you need privacy? If you walk righteously, like Jesus would say, come on in, take a look at my life. You'll hear, if you follow me at night, if you want to do that, if you want to deny yourself sleep and see what I'm doing at night, Jesus was praying, talking to his heavenly Father, preparing for the next action day of healing and miracles and casting out demons. There was nothing that Jesus did that would put him in a bad place with another human being. I might say something about my neighbor that isn't right, and I will feel guilty, and I will confess it in my heart. And if I have to, I will confess it to them personally. So the fear of the Lord heals you. The fear of the Lord is the beginning of knowledge. And we need to understand that the counteract to what we're going through as a people is our mind, is our thought life, are our words, what we say, how we share those words, our spirit, how we think and feel, how we carry ourselves as a person. All of these things play to how we win as humans against this invisible enemy, which is very real because it is like a spell on humanity. We will win if we just hold our position. May God bless these words.